Hello and welcome to episode 80 of No Load Time. My name is Robert Velez and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's up, guys, girls, family, fans? It's good to be with you here on another great episode of No Load Time, episode 80, Obed.
80, man, almost at 100.
It's great.
It feels like we just started a few weeks ago, man.
Yeah, it feels so new and fresh still.
And yeah, no, seriously, we just don't get tired of doing this thing, and it all started in a little closet for me. And
True story. He's out of the closet now, guys.
Story, I'm out of the closet. I'm out of the closet, guys. So, in a literal form, because for the last how many episodes, Joe?
True story,
man. Probably like 40 episodes. No, I don't want to say 40. I want to say about 30 episodes.
Yep. Before we had video.
Yeah, exactly. Up until the point we had video,
Yeah.
I recorded in a closet.
With your wife's jeans right next to you, and you're just
yeah, good acoustics though.
It sounded great.
Like it sounded great, yeah. And I was really close to the mic and whatnot, but dude, my back it was like me sitting on the floor with a bad back, with a makeshift desk on the floor. Man, that was rough, dude.
Those are the days. We've got stories.
Yeah, we got stories and all the technical stuff and
gosh.
Joel losing his internet.
I literally lost power in an episode.
Yeah.
Literally, I think it was maybe the second or third episode we were recording early on.
I think it was like the third episode, yeah.
Yeah, like my power, and I never have this issue, just flashes on and off.
Oh, man, it's hilarious.
How
you doing, man? Doing all right?
Man, I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm doing great for having this another episode here. It was good to see you. I've not seen you in a while in person, so I got to see you earlier on. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. I was mentioning to you off the air here how I got to finally go out and see the Lego movie, the second one, and man, that's a good movie. I mean, it might be better than the first one, although the first one's really good. But it's a good sequel. There's a lot of really great, of course, references for the adults. The one that really got me is there's early on a Justice League reference, and there's one character from the Justice League that's not there doing a standalone that
okay.
just makes it really fun for the audiences.
I bet they talked about a mustache of sorts.
Oh, they did. Yep.
Yeah. they know. Like they know.
Yeah, that's cool. Then they make it fun of, having these properties, being able to make fun of them in their own fun, not, having any issue kind of thing, there, especially with Chris Pratt's character having the other, like, clone of him in essence that's, like all the characters that Chris Pratt has played in Hollywood. So it's a lot of really cool references there that are poking fun at other franchises.
Cool. I know we're going to poke fun at DC here in a minute.
Oh man, cashing checks.
Buckle up, fanboys. We got some thoughts and feelings about certain things that broke just about. It was like the next day,
yes,
after we recorded last week, right?
Yeah. Well, there was one that broke literally right after we were recording the same day. If I'm not mistaken. That night, that night. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we started like texting back and forth. It was like, dude, what's up with this? Holy crap!
We've got stuff.
It was, man. DC, guys. Anywho, Joe, Kingdom Hearts is fantastic. It's still
good.
It's still pretty good. I'm really feeling it. I'm really feeling it. I'm about I want to say 13 hours in. Still really enjoying it. Like I mentioned in the last episode, having weapons transform and doing different things, just not bashing stuff with a keyblade is just refreshing. And I was thinking of a way of how to describe this game to someone. And this game to me it's like a Pizza Hut pepperoni pan pizza, because it's to me, a Pizza Hut pepperoni pan pizza, Joel. When I take a bite out of one, they're not great, right? They're fine. But it's like in that scene from Ratatouille when Ego tastes the ratatouille and he goes back to his
I
childhood.
love that. Yes.
So that's the feeling I get with this game. So it's something that I play and it's so familiar and it just takes me back to a different time and it feels really good. This game is turning out to be really special for me, Joel, because my daughter really likes the game and really likes to watch me play the game. So I've been doing the playthrough with her. Like she's being just like, "Oh my god, this is this." It's like, "Oh, and Rapunzel, and oh Woody, and we gotta save Buzz Lightyear," and all this stuff. So it's turning out to be a really special game for me, and I'm still really enjoying it, having a lot of fun. I heard, Joel, that there are some things I haven't heard spoilers, right? But I heard that there's some things at the end like make you go like, yo, this is like legit. And I heard some things. There's some rumors that there may be an expansion or some DLC for this game. So I'm curious to see what that is. Nothing concrete yet. I mean, whatever's there. But I'm again like with Final Fantasy 15. I'm open for DLC on this thing because I'm really enjoying it, and I will for sure keep not I don't want to use the term putting money, but supporting the product because whenever I enjoy a product, I support it. It was like I did the same thing with Nier Automata. I bought the DLC even though I haven't played it. I just bought it and I was like, you know what? I need to support this, guys. I'm just gonna buy this DLC. The other thing that I played, Joel, and it's again something that I'm super excited about, is the Devil May Cry 5 demo that came out last week. Like this is gonna be this is like a great. This is gonna be a great video game, Joel. This is gonna be a great game. And they've added DMC. They added more things to this demo versus the ones that they showed in the past versus the one that came out for Xbox last month. So they added a couple of more things that you can do, and it just feels fantastic. It looks great. It sounds great. Visually, the game, even on a standard PS4, looks great. Runs good. I didn't see any technical issues with it. And I was still able to pull off some combos. It's like, at the end, I gotta get back to the taunting and these things and getting used to not exploding the Devil Breaker, because I kept exploding it, trying to do. I was trying to actually target, or not target. I was actually trying to roll, and do the evade. And doing the evade, I was pressing the wrong button, and I was blowing up my Devil Breakers, and then I didn't have any Devil Breakers when I got to the boss. And the boss, I almost got him, but he whooped me. I was like, and then in one of those, it was one of those weird moments on a demo where I actually hit try again and played it again. But it's really good. I can't wait for this game, dude. This game is gonna be fantastic. So
very good.
I saw some crazy combo videos already out there. People are insane. So, I mean, I was able to get S rank on most of my encounters. It was like on the first one right away, I was able to hit S rank, even though the fodder enemies that they give you are really weak. But there's the second encounter, the big second encounter you have. Those enemies have a little bit more life, and you can pull out some good stuff, some good combos there. So absolutely looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be great.
That's awesome, man. It's good to hear.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. Joe, you know what may not be fantastic? Why is DC doing this? Why is Robert Pattinson in my Batman?
So reports come out last week, right after we recorded, that Robert Pattinson is being seriously looked at by Warner Brothers to now take up the mantle of Batman in the Batman movie by Matt Reeves, which is supposed to be a little bit more of like a earlier year one-ish kind of setup for Batman. So obviously we heard the news, we talked about it here on the show at length about Ben Affleck departing the role. Ben Affleck's confirmed it. He's not coming back. It's a case closed there. But Robert Pattinson taking it up, I mean, first thing, everybody's instantly slamming it because they're saying this guy
Twilight.
is Twilight. I mean, he's been equated to Twilight. He's done plenty of other movies, but that's the role that everyone knows him as because that's where he got some of his first early roles, and not only was it early roles, it was most people have seen those movies or are aware of them rather.
Yeah. And I've heard that I haven't watched any of his movies afterwards. But from what I've heard, he seems to be a competent actor.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's handled a lot of he's had some obviously like every celebrity controversy, different people he's interacted with, and I think he's really handled it well to some degree. If you realize he stays out of the spotlight for negativity compared to other maybe younger stars that have been in some roles of that nature.
I appreciate that.
He's really stayed safe in that way, and I think that's a positive. Mm-hmm. With all that being said, like, do I see him as Batman? Do I want him to be Batman? No, but am I angered? Like, there's some people who are like, "Yuck, crazy. What are you thinking?" Like, I'm not angered by it because let's face it, guys. Like, Heath Ledger was in chick flicks, like, you know what I mean? Before he was,
10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You.
A Knight's Tale. And
yeah,
seriously.
And
I remember the hate that he got. Yeah.
He got the hate. So I mean, and like now it's like there for us right now, we were sitting here saying there will be no one that can do the same justice that man did. I'm not saying Robert Pattinson is gonna be Heath Ledger, but what I am saying is, like, I'm not angered by it. Like, I actually trust Matt Reeves as a director. I really love what he did with the Planet of the Apes franchise. So if there's something there that they are looking for that they feel he matches, sure. But as for me personally, my personal opinion, Obed, I don't get it. I don't think he's the guy that you go for a Batman. I don't think you take him seriously as Batman. I just don't think you could take him seriously even as Bruce Wayne. Forget the cape and cowl. Just as Bruce Wayne, I couldn't take him very seriously in my opinion right now. But of course, time will tell. But how do you feel, Obed?
Again, I heard he's a capable actor. If he bulks up, and he looks a little bit more rugged, and I'm sure that makeup will probably play a big part on it. I'm an open-minded dude, and you know me. We've talked about it. I try to keep an open mind about everything. So it didn't, like, when I sent you the link, I was like, dude, WTF?
What's going on?
I was like, what's going on? But then I realized it. I was like, because the first instinct that you get is like, yo, this guy was the sparkly
Twilight
vampire
dude
in Twilight, yeah, and it was not his fault the movies were bad because he was supposed to play this stoic character. Everyone was supposed to be like stupid in that movie, so that's exactly what happened. Right. But what I heard, he's a capable actor. He seems to be a nice guy, like you mentioned. He's a very private guy. I appreciate that. He's out of trouble, not doing crazy stuff out there that we know of.
Yeah.
If they can bulk him up, work some makeup, maybe he can bring in his own spin to Bruce Wayne. I mean, once he's wearing the costume, who cares, right? And maybe he can bring his spin to Bruce Wayne. So, if it happens, I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait a couple of years, but we'll see this, and see what happens. Joel, real quick before I don't want to really go on a tangent, but because both of the news that I have, the big movie articles that I have for this week were DC related. But did you see that there were some rumors that Daniel Radcliffe was in line to play Wolverine?
Yeah.
And then he came up, he kind of like said not really, but maybe. So it was funny, but what do you think about that, man?
Yeah, man. Like, okay, I thought it was funny too. I think I feel like when you see that kind of response, it's more like no, they're not talking to me, but if you want to talk to me, I'm
Yeah.
looking for work. You
Yeah.
know what I mean, kind of idea. But yeah, I think Daniel Radcliffe as Wolverine. I'm not even talking visually. Like, I just think as an actor, again, I don't know if he's got the grit that character requires.
I think he's
You
good.
know,
I think Daniel Radcliffe actually has the same problem, the same unfortunate problem that Robert Pattinson has,
see,
is that he's attached to Harry Potter.
right.
But he's done other stuff, and he's been great at.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, Wolverine is a character that's like no nonsense, bub, get out the way. Like, he's very gritty.
He's
So
gruff, yeah.
so I'm not saying it can't be done, because an actor's job is to become the character they're gonna portray, that they're asked to portray. So maybe he could do it, but I feel like again, look visually, like, it doesn't actually bother me. Like, when people start talking about, like, guys getting, swole for roles, stuff like that can happen. Like,
Yeah.
but you can change bodies, you can't change, height, and you can't change, and that's fine, because Wolverine's supposed to be little. That was one of the complaints with Hugh Jackman originally. So, like, this dude's too tall. He's supposed to be like a Wolverine, has tiny legs, supposed to be very small.
Yeah,
so
Wolverine's supposed to be like 5'3", and
Right.
And Hugh Jackman's like 6'2" or something.
Yeah, way overboard. So, like, yes, like, he might actually be a more, like, realistic looking Wolverine, like, comic book wise. They might be able to easily pull that off. I'm just not so sure that we would get, like, I could see us going from Hugh Jackman, hardcore Logan, like, intense, crazy Wolverine, to, like, a little bit more of a, I don't know, a little bit more of a toned down Wolverine guy. And I'm not sure that's what I want. I'm not saying Daniel Radcliffe can't bring the grit. That's how I feel when I see Daniel Radcliffe attached to that IP.
Yeah, man. We'll see about those rumors. I guess we'll find out in Avengers. I'm
Boss
pretty
Logic
sure.
has a great fan art though about it.
Oh yeah, no,
cool.
I saw
Yeah.
it. It was great. Joe, going back into the DC What You Doing stream of things. I haven't watched Aquaman, Joe. I know that Aquaman's still in the movie theaters.
It's good.
They haven't announced a Blu-ray date as far as I know. Again, I'm not super pumped about this movie. I know, yeah, you said the movie's good. I heard that from several people the movie is good. But why are they trying to do a spin-off of Aquaman, Joe, instead of just focusing on a potential sequel or other potential DC projects, or bringing new stuff instead of just going in this spin-off direction, and even going a step further, going in a like a horror-based, horror-centered spin-off of Aquaman, man. So since you've watched the movie,
Yep.
Without spoiling it, you just share your opinions. I have zero opinions on this one, man, but I just wanted to bring it up because it's like, why are they trying to do these things?
Yeah, it feels very much like a financial, like, okay, you look at the box office for Aquaman and you realize it is the highest grossing DC film out of all of their recent films that they've put out since Man of Steel. So, okay, it makes sense. This movie's making bank. You instantly have to not only greenlight a sequel, you've got to now start figuring out what's the future of this character, this property. But with that being said, it doesn't mean you say we're going to take Aquaman's world and we're not going to make all of this stuff out of it. And I'm not trying to be exaggeratory. I understand it's only been one film that's been talked about as a spin-off from this movie aside from a sequel, but it just feels so reaching that you take what's arguably the best scene in the movie, the trench scene, and then say we're going to now expand the mythology about these creatures that nobody cares about them. It looks really cool, this sequence, with Aquaman in the trench. But it literally lasts for a couple minutes. Maybe it's a 2-3 minute scene at that. I don't know. I'm probably downplaying it. Someone who's has a version out there online that can say what the exact time is, but it's a very short sequence, Obed, and it just feels like they're reaching, saying this really cool sequence, let's make an entire story out of it or a background to it. And probably trying to have a lesser budget because it's like that horror style, which is terrible because these characters are so hardcore CGI, and even the CGI of these characters are acceptable. It's not terrible, but it's not like it's not mind blowing, right? So I don't understand what they're trying to accomplish. It just feels like somebody who's saying we made money and they're making a lot of money off this thing, so they're just like, we got to do more, and it can't just be this character Aquaman.
Man, so again, I have no opinion on this thing because I don't know where they're going. I don't know what they're trying to do. Instead of, I know that what I want is a Man of Steel 2. They're probably working on it based on rumors, but at the same time, it's like, why spend resources on this thing that nobody cares about?
Yeah.
Instead of just, why not make stuff that people are interested in better? I know that maybe they're looking into what Marvel did with Guardians of the Galaxy and trying to bring more obscure stuff in and try people to like it, but you can't do that. I mean, when you think about it, Guardians of the Galaxy came out 7 years after Iron Man or something like that. So you just can't just ram people.
It's not even close, though, to Guardians. Like, the Trench characters, that's the equivalent of you trying to make a movie on the Chitauri or the Skrulls.
Yeah,
like, just them.
There you go, yeah. That's
okay,
a perfect example,
Captain Marvel comes out and she makes $1 billion, and then we're going to make a movie just on the Skrulls, changing, shape-shifting. I don't get it.
Yeah, I really don't know where they're going with this. It's like, if people like the sequence, right, whatever. But at the same time, if you need meat, you just can't have, because this could be another Transformers where you have stuff blowing up and gigantic characters just doing stupid stuff and not have any story or have or have it be nonsense.
It would be subtitles the whole time too. Because spoiler for those who've seen the movie, they don't speak English.
Glorb, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's weird.
They go Glorb monsters. That we'll see where that. I mean, right now it's still speculation. There's strong rumors about it. Nothing has been announced as of yet officially, but we'll see. One thing, Joel, that they did announce today that I'm actually kind of excited about. It's the a couple of years ago, DC did a crossover with Batman with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they announced today that they will make there's going to be a movie. Happening sometime. It's going to be released sometime this year. It's going to be done by DC Animation, and it's a collaboration between Warner Brothers and Nickelodeon. Of course, Nickelodeon owns the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. For those of you that did not know, yeah, they actually own. They actually purchased the characters from Bird, because I think Bird.
Yeah.
What was the other guy that Eastman?
Yep.
Yeah, or was it Eastman? One of the guys. One of the guys sold the rights to the other guy, and this guy sold it to Nick after the Odds series. So this is cool. They there's just like one screenshot of it, right? And we see the TMNT with Batman, Batgirl, and Robin. It looks like it's gonna be they're going for a more family friendly style in this one, which I appreciate, and I'm sure that it was done on purpose because they can bank, on this.
Oh movie. Yeah.
So interesting. Also, to note, Joe, Troy Baker will be playing both Batman and the Joker. So for those of you that don't know,
phenomenal actor.
Troy Baker is probably the top voice actor right now on animation and video games. So Troy Baker did Batman for the Telltale Batman series, and he did the Joker on Arkham Origins.
Yep.
And he was great on both. So Troy Baker, man, staying busy. He's got The Last of Us 2 and whatever other projects he's and Death Stranding. He's confirmed to be in Death Stranding. So that's crazy. That's that when I saw that, Joe, I was like, oh man, That's nuts. That's like the first time that he'll play so a voice actor will play both the hero and villain on the same movie. So it's fantastic. I mean, I guess Face Off, right, with Nick Cage and
Oh yeah,
and
oh
John
yeah.
Travolta. But that's not the case though. This is voice acting.
Right.
And Tara Strong will be playing Harley. Tara Strong played Harley on um, Arkham City, like Arkham City Forward. It was Tara Strong. I can't remember the name of the original voice actress, but she came back from Batman the Animated Series and did the Arkham Asylum, but she was not back for the rest of the games. But Tara Strong will be playing Harley and Poison Ivy. So they're getting their money's worth out of these voice actors.
Yeah.
For sure. And yeah, so it looks like they have good voice actors. There's to be released this spring, not a concrete date yet on it, but I'm very interested to see what this is gonna be like, Joe.
It's funny. This is probably the most positive we talked about DC in this entire
In a long time.
in a long time, and it's an animated movie of a crossover between Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Honestly, Obed, though, I know, right? But that's the thing. Like, I think it's great. Like that they're going for this. They've probably been playing this for the last year. For them to say it's going to be coming out this year, they've been probably working on this for a while. And I'm glad that it's a fun project, it sounds like, and I totally be down for watching this. In general, the DC animated stuff, I really enjoy watching anyways. So, yeah, I'm down for this.
Yeah. The DC. That's the only part of DC that has shown consistency has been their animated stuff.
The comic books too. There's some good books too.
The comics, but I mean, what I mean,
but
media,
on screen,
on screen, exactly.
Yeah.
Outside of the comic books,
Yeah.
That's their animated movies ever since back in since Batman Mask of the Phantasm, back in the 90s. They've shown incredible quality, and these movies are well written, well acted. So it's great to see this collaboration happen. So I'm a gigantic TMNT nerd, so I'm really excited for that. Joe, before we jump into video game news, we got two trailers that I want to talk about real quick because
let's do it.
There's both very short, both Disney trailers. During the Grammys on Sunday, Joe, they showed about a minute long trailer for Aladdin. Okay, you just went oof.
It's good.
So it's good, But Joe, what everyone wants to know. What do we think about the genie?
I mean, for me, like, it's cool. I'm glad that he's blue, but the CG is a little rough.
It looks rough on this.
It's rough
on this one. Yeah.
I'm glad he's blue. It's just that's CG.
Yeah. I mean, we gotta admit, everything else visually looks great. Like the colors, they showed a little bit of the Prince Ali parade. That looks great.
Yep.
It looks like it's gonna be well shot. Some people are complaining about Jafar's voice, but he does.
Dude, it caught me the first time, man. But I didn't even see anything online the first time watching. I was like, "That's Jafar's voice. Is not very menacing."
Bring me the lamp. He actually sounds more like when Robert, because I don't know. I mean, if you guys were not aware of, Robin Williams did not only play the genie in the Aladdin animated movie, he also played the merchant.
Yes.
So he sounded like the merchant. It's like, bring me the lamp, and I
was like, that's not Jafar's voice.
So they because the Jafar on the animated movie, he's really on the nose. He's really bring me the lamp and all that stuff. He does have his moments, right, with his voice where his voice breaks, and it's on purpose. It's great. It's fine. But this one was a little off-putting. But I think he's just trying to play I think he's just trying to trick Aladdin into. He's a calm sort of like nice guy, a smooth talking nice guy, and then he's probably gonna come back and do some stuff. The scene where the Cave of Wonders is imploding looks great though. That looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw Raja. and we got a shot of Jasmine. So that everything looks fine. So the thing with the genie for me is like, I mean, they got 3 months to fix it, right? The movie comes out in May.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have 3 months to fix the mustache on Justice League, and look what happened. Look what happened. So I mean, I guess we'll wait and see the final product, right? We saw the same thing happen with Black Panther.
Yes. We just ran out of time.
Yeah, the trailer was rough, and then at the end, when the movie came out, it actually looked much better. Yeah. The thing that gets me, Joel, is like I really don't mind the way the genie looks at all. What gets me is the man babies or babies in general in this time, because like there's girls complaining about it too. So we saw that Entertainment Weekly picture of Will Smith as the genie,
right?
And it was like, he's not blue, but then they showed you the blue genie, and then you go, what the hell? Like, what did you? Like,
what do you want?
What do you want?
When will you be happy? Never.
Oh my goodness,
never satisfied, Obed.
Absolutely. Oh man. So he looks fine. Will Smith is very likable. Even if the CG is rough,
oh, yeah.
I know that just because it's Will Smith, it's gonna be fine.
Absolutely.
So I have confidence in this movie. This movie is gonna be fine. I'm not worried about that. One that looks really good though, Joe. That Frozen 2 teaser that came out this morning.
Wow.
That looked great, dude. That looked really good. Again, not much to see. There's like no dialogue, right? But we do see Elsa on superhero training.
Seriously, she's a superhero. It's superpowers.
Yeah. So, I'm wondering where this one's going. I'm guessing that there's gonna be another. They're gonna be searching for another person that has similar powers to Elsa, and that seems to be the thing, right? That's happening with the movie. But it looked great. Like visually, look fantastic. That water effect at the beginning was probably the best water I've seen in anything.
Yes.
So that looked really good. Overall, I mean, the first Frozen was great. So so I'm looking forward to this one.
The first Frozen was more of an origin story kind of film, and now this second one, you can tell they're really going for that adventure style where it's like, Elsa has her powers, and these guys are now in a position of power as well with the Kingdom of Arendelle, and there's more people and other things that they can help, I'm sure. So whatever it is that they're on the hunt for, it seems very very intense. They're trying to tell. I like the feeling that you get from this trailer. I love how like it ends where there's obviously like character or something that's coming from behind the main characters, and instantly Anna turns around, just pulls the sword off from Kristoff, and just swipes. I love that. Like I just love that feeling of like they're on edge.
Yeah, it's like an adventure feel to it, and I really like that. Yeah. First, it's funny because someone on Reddit posted us like, "Hey guys, just so you guys don't forget, this was the trailer for the first Frozen, and it was awful. And it was like Olaf just making dumb jokes, and Sven was there. It was not great. But then this teaser was really good. Like this, like I'm on board. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
This was great. But that's the Disney update. We gotta cash your checks, man. Joel, let's jump into the video game news. Let's do the ugly one first. Let's go instead of doing the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's do the ugly, the bad, and the good. So let's start backwards. Activision Blizzard last week was speculated that there were gonna be some layoffs this week after they posted their 2018 revenue. And it happened, man. This is what around 800 people, 769 people, if I'm not wrong.
What a shame.
Man, it sucks. It's so this is like they have a lot of employees, right? Activision Blizzard is a big company. They have around 10,000 employees Actually, just double checking. Yeah, 9,600, and around 800 got fired or got let go.
Wow.
So this is crazy. Blizzard doesn't have a big game for 2019. They just lost. Activision just lost Destiny when Bungie went back to they actually went back and owning the IP, and they took over basically operation of Destiny as a whole. So then Blizzard doesn't have a game. Activision, the only two big games that they have right now, of course, we're gonna get a new Call of Duty, and Sekiro that comes out next month. I'm torn, Joel, because I really want Sekiro to do well. Games from Software are fantastic games. I don't know how From Software, being a Japanese developer, were able to get through to Activision and have Activision publish their game. Now I'm torn because I don't want to give the publisher money, but I want to support From Software, and the product looks like it's going to be a high quality product. So I'm torn on this one. What made it worse for me, Joel, is that after they let people go, Jason Schreier from Kotaku reported that Blizzard or Activision had their call with the shareholders for their 2018 revenue, and Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Activision Blizzard, started the call with 2018, and we had record breaking profits in 2018. I was like, well, but why not just keep your people? And instead of giving the new CFO $50 million, a guy that's been there for a month hasn't done jack anything, just why not keep your employees happy? I mean, you can't keep producing products and the services that these companies want to provide without the proper staffing. Activision, again, Blizzard being gigantic, is a gigantic company, and at the same time, and the sort of products that they focus on are large scale products. By products I mean their games. You got Call of Duty, which are multi-million-dollar franchises. You got some of the other stuff that Activision has, but looking at Activision right now, Joel, they're like the Call of Duty house. They don't have anything. I mean, in my opinion, like right now, I have zero interest for any Activision property at all.
It's true.
Just going to Blizzard, yes, they have their Overwatch and their Diablos and all that, but they don't have a game for this year. Blizzard was another company along with Bethesda that rode the wave of goodwill of the fans for a long time. Look at that debacle that we had last year with that Diablo mobile, when people were trolling them on the Q&A. They and then what gets man, I get really fired up.
Yeah.
About this stuff, because then we see these companies like Activision and EA. I was like, oh yeah, we didn't do this money because of Fortnite. It's like, why? Don't blame another company's successful product. Come in and bring it. That's what you need to do. It's like, you don't see Xbox complaining that, oh, we had low sales because PlayStation. That you don't see that. It's like they own it. And the same thing happens to Sony when they started fumbling with the PS3. I was like, oh, the market was not ready, which is actually accurate. They didn't blame because the 360 came out a year later at $100 less. We're not selling PS3s. They said that the market's not ready, and which is true. But when you see these companies like Activision and EA, I mean, EA right now is doing great. Apex Legends is like destroying Fortnite right now, which competition is great. Again, that's fantastic. So that's gonna push Epic to bring it and keep updating Fortnite with more stuff and I'm curious to see how that product's going to evolve now that there's some serious competition. So we're just going back to Activision, man. It's like almost 800 people that may have to either relocate or change their visa status, or man, it's rough. Um, Kudos to Square Enix, because Square Enix right away tweeted that it's like, hey, our heart goes out to the Blizzard guys that are got let go. In case you're wondering, we are hiring, so just get in contact with us. Um, there's been calls to unionize game developers. I think that's a great idea. It's about time. I think game developers have been neglected for far too long. Overworked, underpaid. It's one of those scenarios. Underappreciated too, because then they put their products out there after sleepless nights and all this stuff, and then people just take dumps on them. It's not fair. So I think that it's about time. Even Devolver Digital called for unionization. Devolver being, they could put up they put up those funny like anti E3 things during E3, and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
hilarious and all that, and sometimes they're like bad taste, but what I've heard is that they really take care of the games that they publish, and they take care of the guys that work with them. So they do it in like it's uh, sort of an Adult Swim sort of thing, right? Um, so, man, I'm conflicted about Sekiro now. So I was gonna pre-order. I'm gonna hold off. I really want to see how this whole Activision thing plays out. Um, and man, we'll see. Again, I hope that these guys, land on their feet. Unfortunately, uh, some of them will have to move around and reshuffle and move to another state or something. Good thing is that Microsoft's opening a new studio, Sony's opening a new studio. There's other companies expanding. I'm pretty sure that some of these artists that work on these games can find work at places like Lucasfilm and all other things. Pixar, for example. So we'll see. But how do you feel about this, man?
I'm really sad to hear this. Activision Blizzard, these guys laying off as many as they are. It just, like you see that this stuff goes out in email. Sorry, let you know that we're gonna have to downsize, and it's none of our development teams. It's just other operational people and whatever. Like it's still people you're dealing with that helps you at the end of the day. You're all one large team group putting out what you do with your product, and hearing that it came across very much so as a suddenly. Of course, the news drops in that way as well. It feels sad because you're not talking about like 20 people. We're talking about in the hundreds, and that's where like you're dealing with a lot of people's lives. And we've talked about other companies as well. With shutdowns and treatment of staff in that way. And it's just sad because I understand things happen, and there's decisions that people at the top have to make that are the hard ones. But with all that being said, you do have to ask yourself, and like when you brought Obit to the attention of like with the discussion with the shareholders and etc. Like you have to ask yourself, what other sacrifices could the people at the top have made to have helped those at the bottom? And just to understand that, like you're saying, you need one another to really succeed. So I'm really saddened by this. I feel like it's just such a suddenly of a rush of this negative news, and I feel bad for these people. It's a lot of people, like you're saying, that maybe are here on work visas, maybe people who have families here. Different circumstances and situations, and for some people they'll be okay right away. Other people right now they're emotionally not at a good place, and that's what makes me sad. I do hope and wish the best for these individuals. I pray that they do get good opportunities and good work that they're happy with. I'm glad to hear the extension of the community really growling behind these other people, saying, look, call us up, maybe we can put you to work. That's the right thing to do, and it only helps at the end of the day. So that's the positive out of all of this, but still sad nonetheless.
Yeah, I think that American companies should be able to learn something very, very valuable. And I'm not talking all of them, right?
Right.
Uh, we, uh, we see that there are plenty of companies that care about their employees and treat them with respect, and are able to accommodate, and when we see it, of course. So but most of this big AAA publisher developers can learn from Nintendo. Joe, I don't know if you remember back in, like, I think it was 2013, after the release of the Wii U, Nintendo was sucking it.
Yeah.
They were
They weren't doing good.
they were not doing good, and the Wii U was a total flop. They were still, it's like, all right, well, we still have enough Wii money to get us through, and that's fine. But Satoru Iwata came out when, Satoru, of course, he was a former CEO of Nintendo that passed away a couple years ago. Um, Iwata cut his salary so Nintendo would not lay off employees.
That's awesome.
And why, these guys are making tens of millions of dollars a year. Bobby Kotick makes, $30 million a year in bonuses plus whatever his salary is. Why not? It's like, you know what? I have no. What am I gonna do? Is, it's like, whether I can't buy a new $30 million yacht this year, a disposable yacht, and instead of doing that, it's like, why not help these people that probably,
That will help you in the end as well.
exactly. Doing something like, dude, you cannot believe the good faith and good press that you would get by doing something like this.
Exactly.
Like, even if you do it out of, like, I'm gonna do it because I want to get good press, screw it, you're doing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, dude,
Instead, the headlines are you just laid all these people off.
exactly, and then you're saying that you had record breaking, profits and whatnot. I get very passionate about this, Joe. We'll change up the subject here in a second, but I highly recommend that if you guys, again, we're a family friendly podcast, but if you want, like, really in depth insight on this sort of thing, just go watch Jim Sterling on YouTube, and because he
goes into it.
He goes into it. And he goes into the dirty and the nitty gritty, as they say.
Yeah.
And basically he points out all this points on on detail, and tells you how it is, and I wish it's like, maybe we can come up with, like, a no-load time after hours. Post it to open a Patreon and just put it on behind a paywall or something. But yeah, it's unfortunate, and I'm hoping for the best, and I'm hoping that this guy's land on their feet again. Square Enix. It's like, can you imagine this guy's work for Blizzard?
Oh my goodness!
Work for Square Enix and help them make RPGs and help make Final Fantasy 14 even better.
It's awesome.
It's great. Joe, so we got through the ugly. Let's go ahead and do the bad, potentially. There was a shuffle at Sony just yesterday, where John Cadera, who was the president and chief executive of Sony Interactive Entertainment, did not step down, but went back, or not necessarily went back to his old job. He went from being the president of SIE to being the deputy president, and now Jim Ryan will be the new president CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment. I'm conflicted. And the reason I'm conflicted, it's because I liked Andrew House so much.
I know, yeah.
I loved Andrew House, man.
He was a fans man.
Yeah, dude. So Andrew House left, of course, and then John Codera took over. John Codera was the PSN guy. He was the guy that basically created the PlayStation Network, Sony Connect, and all these other Sony services that they've had in the past. Most of them are gone already. Fortunately, but PSN is strong, man. It's the strongest it's ever been, and Jim Ryan is he's been with PlayStation since the beginning. I'm not saying that he's not a bad choice, because he's not. He's been with PlayStation since they began PlayStation back in the mid-90s, and he was responsible for making PlayStation big in Europe too. So he was in charge of the European market for a long time, and he was able to just yank away a lot of the Xbox guys when the 360 happened, and bring him over to PlayStation now with PS4. So the thing with Jim Ryan, and I actually talked about Jim Ryan on the podcast. I want to say, I can't remember if I was still in the closet, Joe, when we talked about Jim Ryan last time. I think I was. But I remember talking about Jim Ryan when he was at it was a show. I can't remember if it was E3, GDC, one of the big. It wasn't E3. It had to be either DICE or GDC, and they had all the versions of Gran Turismo running on different stations, and they started talking about backwards compatibility when Xbox announced that they were going to have backwards compatibility. I was like, oh, when's backward compatibility coming back to PlayStation and all this and whatnot, and he points at a TV that was playing Gran Turismo 2. It's like, do you see that? It's like, do you want to play that, or you want to play Gran Turismo Sport
Seriously?
on PS4? So, and again, he's an executive, he's a salesman, so he's got to sell, and you got to look at it. You got to look at it in that mentality. It's like, oh no, he's not just saying this because he's an a-hole and he doesn't want to bring backwards compatibility. He's a salesman, and he's got to sell you the damn product.
It's his job.
It's his job. So, there's some concern in the community that Jim Ryan is gonna, stifle the backwards compatibility plans. They are gonna, he's gonna be like, no, this is gonna be like all new stuff, nothing going back, and all this. People are concerned about Codera. In my opinion, Joel. Because Codera knows the ins and outs of the PSN. I think he's gonna go back to, and it was confirmed that he said, he's gonna be overlooking PlayStation Network. So I think what it is, Joel, is that next gen, it's just not gonna be fought on the box. It's gonna be fought on the network. So the next generation is not going to be Xbox versus PlayStation. It's going to be Xbox Live versus PlayStation Network. That's going to be the next battle. And I think that just putting Codera back on PlayStation Network, I think they know something that Xbox is doing, and they're going to like, oh no, we need to respond. So I think this is more of a reactive move, more than anything. I know that Jim Ryan is going to be fine, because if you have the opportunity to listen to the Sean Layden DICE speech that happened yesterday, you would see it. They're willing to they're willing to work with other platforms, and they're willing to open crossplay and all these things. So, although his wording, some of the wording that Sean Layden used in a interview by Game Informer was not accurate, where he's saying that they were open, and they're still not 100% open to crossplay. But if is it a great move? Potentially, we don't know yet. Too early to tell, right?
Yeah.
One thing that they mentioned is that Sony, they're not going to E3, but they will be having an event for retailers and publishing partners at the end of this month to show their stuff. So they're having their own separate private E3 that they're not gonna deal with, the public and press conferences and all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. They're just gonna bring their partners and show them what they got. So,
Nice.
it's gonna be interesting. I know that we'll probably get a fan event this year. We'll see, but as it stands now, man, Jim Ryan, he's a sales guy, dude. So he's gonna sell you a PS5, or he's gonna try at least.
I'm not too crazy yet about all this. When I say that, like my emotions are a little
Yeah,
bit more mellow at the moment, just because it feels safe.
it's safe. Yeah, yeah.
It feels safe, but at the same time, like, could it be bad? Sure. Could it be great? Maybe. I mean, like, I think when you start seeing what kind of executive decisions he makes within this role, that's well, then we can, figure out what the pattern will be under his leadership, and that's where we'll say a lot. Right now we're just saying so much hypothetically because of our past experiences with him, and of course that's very important to bring into who he is and what his experience has been with Sony. But I don't know what he's going to do with this kind of power. It's going to be very interesting to see in this new role. Like you said, Obed, obviously we love Andrew House. I mean, that guy was just so great at his job. But we're moving on to a new day now, and I'm curious if this guy's going to make things radically different or if he's going to play it safe, just as him being put in this position is very safe.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. Joel, let's go into the good. There was a Nintendo Direct today.
Yep.
There's a bunch of stuff to be hyped about.
Yeah.
So just hitting off, they started off strong. So they revealed Super Mario Maker 2. That's coming out this summer for the Switch. They confirm again this is not a port of the Wii U Super Mario Maker. This is a brand new experience, and they're also integrating Super Mario 3D World into this one. So
It's awesome.
yeah, it looks great. I've seen some crazy impossible levels made out there with Super Mario Maker. So yeah, this is gonna be and it sold really well on Wii U. So
Yeah.
I know that this is gonna sell well on the Switch.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea to bring it back in, especially that Wii U is dead. Let's put it on their best selling console and invite some new fans in.
The thing's super dead, dude.
It's very dead.
That thing died when the Switch was born. It's like a new year. It's like, hey, happy New Year, and then yeah, so happy Switch New Year, basically. The one game, dude, that I'm super excited about is Astral Chain. This is a game by Platinum Games, which what stood out to me on this one is like it has a really anime art design, right? And that's all fine. I'm not a hater. I'm a lover. I love anime. Everyone knows that. So what gets me is like this is like an interdimensional police type of thing. So that's pretty cool. The Hideki Kamiya is producing. Of course, Hideki Kamiya being the creator of Devil May Cry. He directed Resident Evil 2. He directed the original Devil May Cry. So Kamiya's great. So but what really stood out for me, Joel, is that the director of this game is going to be the same guy that directed Nier Automata. So Nier, of course, one of my favorite games ever. So we need to update that list, dude. We should do another.
It's
top
coming
10.
soon, guys.
Yeah. We should plan out for summer.
Yeah,
Like,
coming soon to a no load time episode.
Yeah, we should do an updated favorite games of all time episode.
Oof.
Yeah. This game looks really good. It looks like a Platinum game. So I like the art design. It looks like the combat's gonna be again deep combat. It looks like a tag team sort of mechanic too on it. So it looks really cool. So I'm really excited for this one, man. August 30th on this one. Again, I mean, I still have it here. I still haven't opened it yet. But I'm
He's
gonna
invested. It's happening.
I'm invested. Yeah, it's happening. So this is gonna be like one of my full games, most likely. Um, so we'll see on this one. And the other big one, Joel, that they announced was a full-on remake of the Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening coming to the Switch. And of course, Link's Awakening was released on 1993 on the Game Boy. It received a remaster. I want to say it was 97 or not. It was maybe 98 on the Game Boy Color. It was a DX version. Basically, it was a color supported version of that game. But this is a full on 3D remake. A traditional top down Zelda game. It looks like the art style looks very similar to Link Between Worlds was the one that came out for the 3DS a few years ago, and very cutesy type of graphics. It looks more of a again it's more of a traditional Zelda game, and fans are really excited. I never got the chance to play Link's Awakening, but everyone told me that it was great. So. I don't know if you ever had a chance to play it on GameCube or something. Yeah, okay. So this is before Joel's time.
Oh, I was around.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they are very, very excited about this game. They announced a new Tetris game called Tetris 99, free to play from the eShop, and that was available today. So that is happening. They delayed the new Fire Emblem 3 Houses. That was supposed to come out in March, got delayed till July. And that was basically the big announcements they had. They had some new Pokemon amiibos coming out. But yeah, overall, pretty good. One big one. They did say that Dragon Quest 11 is gonna come out in like a definitive edition this fall on the Switch. The game's already out on PS4, got really good reviews, and I guess this one's gonna have just more content. I heard the game's really long too. Like this is like a 60, 70 hour RPG. It's one of those time sinks. So if you're into RPGs, I highly recommend checking out Dragon Quest. They're always good. And they did show some new footage for Marvel, Joe. I don't know if you got a chance to see that.
And I did not get to see that.
Okay, so they showed more footage of that. Showed Thanos, Captain Marvel. Showed some of the X-Men. So this game will have X-Men. And yeah, it looks fine. It looks like it's gonna be a very safe game. It looks a lot more actiony compared to the older games. Again, this is being developed by Team Ninja at Tecmo. So you get closer cameras. It looks like a more combo actiony sort of gameplay. But it looks good. It looks really good. Yeah. I mean, a couple of things here and there. Captain Toad's getting DLC. Yoshi's coming out soon. And there's a Disney Tsum Tsum game coming out for the kiddos that care about Tsum Tsums, like my daughter. She would love it. So, and yeah, man, I think I'm shooting to get a Switch, man, this weekend. They have that $35 eShop credit.
It's a good deal.
Going out Friday, yeah. So that deal's coming out Friday. And I think I'm just gonna grab one. And even if I don't get to play it a lot, yeah. I know I'm gonna get to Mario Kart and whatnot, but we'll see. But I'm gonna grab one for sure. So cool. Yeah, man. I'm really excited for. I'm really excited for Astral Chain, man. When I saw it, it's like, oh, this is the platinum game they're working on. The speculation was that they were gonna port the Wonderful 101 to the Switch. And this was not. It was actually a brand new IP from Platinum, so I am excited. Platinum's great. Buy their games, everyone. Subliminal message: buy Platinum games. It's like you won't regret it. All right, Joel, that's what I got, man. If you don't have anything else, man.
No, good stuff, man. I'm gonna send it on home. So,
Do it.
guys, thank you so much for taking time every day to listen to us here on the show. We always want to make sure to remind you to stay connected with us by following us on our social media at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Please make sure you subscribe to our show. Our audio versions are available today on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and of course Spotify. And we also want to make sure you are invited to subscribe to our video version here on YouTube. Go ahead and share it with your friends and family. Also, make sure to send in your feedback to our show. We've got an email address that's noloadtime@gmail.com. It's noloadtime@gmail.com. Send an email to us, feedback, questions. We'd love to hear from you. It's always welcome. Again, guys, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.
Thank you again, guys, and we'll see you again next time.